What's up, world? It's your boy Dez, the Lawn Warrior, also host of the Wanna Talk About It podcast. But I'm here to talk to you today about taking care of your lawn. I'm on my way to work right now, as I know a lot of y'all are, early in the morning. And sometimes you wake up and you look out, you see that lawn. You don't have to worry about that when you get home. Give me a call, 254-393-5999. The Lawn Warrior. Lawns for you. Get your home well protected. What's up, world? It's your boy Dez, aka KarmicDez, which I'm actually thinking about switching to the KarmicDez 85, considering I have so much of my social media attached to that name now, or that moniker, that alias, however you want to refer to it. So I may just start going by KarmicDez 85. But welcome. I am in the vehicle right now, the car, and y'all are now going to be riding with me, hotboxing a little bit, as I, shouldn't get my seatbelt on. Shit, hold on. I'm glad I put my damn seatbelt on, too. As soon as I put my seatbelt on, ride right past the police. Man, gotta keep the seatbelt on. Make sure they don't have no reason to pull you over out these parts. But, yeah, I got another Descapade story for y'all tonight. I'm going to do it during the hot box. I'm in the vehicle, like I said. Just going to be taking a random ride around town. And hopefully by the time I get back to the crib, I will have most of the story, if not all of the story, told. So again, this will be a Descapade story, but I will give y'all some current events here. Just a little one, maybe, actually about two of them. One I do want to touch more on the next episode. That's going to be what's going on with the Russia opening their vaults, showing all the black Christian icons, black Israelites. That's for some, it's a big deal. I mean, I guess it's a big deal all over the world. The video I watched covering the releasing of the icons from the vault had a very interesting quip. Basically, it was like, while the rest of the world was trying to whitewash Christianity and whatnot, Russia must not have got the memo. So I found that to be very funny and interesting at the same time. And it made sense to me considering where Russia is at. Russia is pretty much isolated from the rest of the world. When you think about the permafrost, is the permafrost plains? It might not be permafrost. I'm saying that wrong. I know I'm saying that wrong. But the icy plains and all cold temperatures, it makes it very hard for anyone to actually invade or to even want to invade Russia, for that matter. So we have that is going on right now. And last I heard, they're trying to verify, or they're going to verify the authenticity of these paintings to make sure that they're the real deal. So be prepared for that verification to come down. I'm 100% sure they will be verified as authentic, considering I've been hearing about these paintings forever in the documentaries that I watch on Christianity and Jesus and Israel and the like, right? May hear a little wind. I can't get my window down right now. I actually have a weed eater out the window. But I'm going to try to speak up some, make sure you guys hear me clearly. Let me light this real quick. Hold on. So the other thing I saw when I was on Facebook earlier is that Diddy done fled to the contiguous United States. Apparently the feds started to raid Diddy's homes. I don't know about Diddy Homes. Diddy Combs, Diddy Homes, right? So apparently the feds started raiding. I don't know if it's one home or multiple homes or what the case is. But apparently the feds are raiding his homes, and it's all over in social media. This man has fled to the Caribbean islands. So, yeah, as we get updates on this whole Diddy situation, we'll be bringing you updates as well. And the chat we have earlier, the team chat, we have a team chat, we have a group chat. So the team chat, we kind of do our research there, swap notes and ideas and whatnot. But it's a pretty much consensus that Diddy and the gang going down. We don't know who the rest of the gang is yet. We have ideas and suspicions. We don't have anything concrete yet, but they're going down. So that's really all I have for current events. I didn't really look at any current events particularly. Just browsing around, seeing what's out there. Kind of put my feelers out a little bit. But I do want to, again, bring you another Descapade story. In this story, I've been asked by most of my stories that you're going to hear me say on this podcast I've been repeated to multiple people because I've been asked about it. So this story starts out with me. Let's see, how do I want to start this out? So I used to work in Austin, right? And Round Rock, Cedar Park, right outside of Austin area, kind of like on the outskirts. And we worked making walls, stairs for like parking garages and stuff. So it's concrete work, a lot of steel, not necessarily steel, rebar. So you got the copper wire, mesh wire, whatever it's called. So working with that out there, right? So this particular day, we drive all out there to work. We live about 45 minutes out, so about an hour drive every day, to and from. When we get to work that day, and we're stalled because it's raining, and we work outside. They don't want us to work in the rain, and we're not going to work in the rain. It's simple as that. So we meet there. And typically on days like that, you have, so out there it's like almost kind of like jail a little bit, almost kind of like that prison environment. So the Hispanics would hang with the Hispanics, the black guys would hang with the black guys, and the white guys would hang with the white guys, kind of like that deal. But it wasn't to the extremes, right? So typically what the Hispanics would do, they'll go inside, they'll play poker. And me and my boys, we started to get into these games of poker as well. But honestly, me and my boys, I was always hesitant to get into games. Not a big gambler. I try to stay away from gambling, and it's primarily because when I was younger, I had a horrible luck, and I always lost my money. Now as I'm older, I break a little bit more on the win side than I do on the losing side. So I do gamble every now and again. And it's stuff like poker, a quick crack game, something like that. Who's going to win the game? A football game or a basketball game? Nothing too big. Now, I rarely ever put, actually, I don't ever put huge amounts of money on gambling. Maybe a few dollars here and there. So I peeked out there playing, kind of felt out the energy of the other group. I got the game, put my money down. And won my first hand, lost, you win hand, you lose hand. But after about an hour, they called work. Rain wasn't picking up, it was actually getting harder. So they just said, when you're done here, go home. So I was like, you know what? It's payday. Because I already got paid. I'm sitting up here, we're playing poker. Let me see if I can get up to $50, and I'm gonna go ahead and check, right? Showing up, won myself up to $50. I said, fellas, been nice playing with you. I'm gonna go ahead and take my earnings and head home. It's better to leave when you're up. You don't want to leave when you're down. So I was up to good amount that I wanted to be up. Like I said, up and left. They tried to get me back. Hey, come on, man, play one more game, and let's win some money back. I'm like, nah, fellas. Not today. Next week, I promise I'll play with y'all, right? So I get out to my boys. Hey, I'm heading out. Get back to the house. Surprise my wife. Come home early. Y'all know what that means. Fellas, ladies, y'all know what that means. I'm coming home early. So hit the road. I hit the road, heading back into town. It was still a little rainy. I had stopped by the gas station to gas up, I believe. And mind you, I'm not a drinker, so I didn't get like a beer, nothing. I wasn't smoking. I would be trying to, be as clean as possible. I don't want to say clean as possible necessarily, but trying to do things the right way. I didn't want to smoke on the way home. I figured I'd smoke when I get home. So nothing was like on me. I wasn't inebriated or none of that, right? Mind you, again, still raining. Stopped at the gas station, catching people up. And, my brother catches up to me on the road. So we're kind of like, tag teaming it on the way out on the way back home. So he got one lane, I got another lane. So I see this dude. Well, we get a little bit down the road, and like I said, he got one lane, I got one lane. We were both going a little bit under the speed limit. Not trying to do nothing crazy. Just enjoying our Friday off and heading home. I look in my rearview mirror. I see this car coming down the road. I'm like, oh man, they're coming down the road kind of crazy and whatnot, right? So, if I recall correctly, I let him get over. I know he was over on the side of me, and he ended up in front of me. So I must have let him get over. And, because I didn't want none of that shit in the rain. I just got me a new truck. I mean, I had this truck less than 30 days. It's going to be about, the first truck in the fleet, the line of trucks for the business, right? And so he sped past us. I get back over in my lane, and he begins to slow down, that typical stuff. I'm like, why are you doing this in the rain? It's crazy. I couldn't understand it. Granted, typically I have road rage. This particular instant, because I understand the circumstances, and the consequences if anything goes awry or wrong. And I don't want any of that. So I, backed up off of him. And let me see if I remember correctly. Trying to remember correctly. I know I don't remember what necessarily happened after that. I know, again, he was going slow, and I remember hydroplaning and tail whipping, and I remember getting control of my truck. Mind you, my brother's still on the side in that other lane, and I'm trying not to hit his truck so he doesn't end up tail whipping down the road and hydroplaning. So I get control of my truck enough to be going down the road now not sideways, more like at an angle. But the angle I'm going in, I'm heading towards the shoulder. And this is an elevated shoulder. So if I hit this shoulder, I'm going down a hill towards a tree line is all I could see. So I knew immediately things are bad and I'm probably not going to make it. So, and like that instant, like my life flashes before me, but it settles on, at the time, my wife and my baby daughter. And I was like, oh shit, like something snapped at me. It said, I gotta get control of this vehicle. I don't say get control of the vehicle. I have to maneuver this vehicle to a point to where I will survive. So in those situations, they say, fight or flight. My fight kicked in. At first, I was, well, this is the plan. This must be my time, and I was, I gave up. I mean, I want to say I gave up. I was about to go into it, accepting it. Because I knew my brother was safe. He had been going down the road, and hey, shit happens. But like I said, had that, that flash, and then settled on those two, and I had to do something. So as I'm hydroplaning, I hit that shoulder. I remember saying in my mind, if I hit that shoulder, because it was grass, and anybody who's ever played football You know about that wet grass. Now imagine a truck. So I knew if I hit that grass, it wasn't going to be pretty. Sure enough, hydroplane right onto the grass. And mind you, like I said, the shoulder is a hill. So not only am I hitting the wet grass, I'm hitting the wet grass going downhill. And as I'm going downhill, I see the shoulder line, or not the shoulder line, I see the fence line. And I'm like, oh my goodness. That's going to stop me for sure, right? But I need to slow the fuck down as much as fucking possible. And I see where I'm headed. I'm headed towards like the biggest tree. The tree had to have been about as wide as the truck that I was heading towards before I hit evasive maneuvers. So my evasive maneuver, because I knew the truck was not going to turn, my best bet was to get it to dig into the ground enough that it would deter off the path that it was on. So I immediately turned the steering wheel to get the tire at an angle to give it more of a friction to surface, you know, as opposed to just a clean face of the tire. I wanted it to jam, I wanted it to cram into that ground, right? So I turned it, yammed it, held that pedal, stood on the damn brake pedal. I didn't want that brake to pop back up on me. Foolish me, locked my legs. I do martial arts. Any martial artist out there knows you don't lock your legs. I locked my legs. Right? So I'm sliding. And I do see the angle is moving. So what I did worked. Now all that's left is got to get the speed down. Hopefully I lose some speed enough to, not fly through the windshield. And what do you know? Boom! Hit. I see the smoke. Airbag must have went off. I don't particularly remember the airbag going off. I remember being like, oh shit. Am I dead? Like, I really, I pat myself down, touch my body, like, damn, I'm alive, right? So I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get out the truck. But I'm like, oh, I can't sit down. What the fuck am I sitting on, right? Didn't feel right. So I'm like, what the fuck is my leg stuck on? I'm trying to, wiggle my leg free. It ain't moving right. I'm like, damn, shit's crazy. What the fuck? I'm perfectly fine, I thought, right? So I open up the door. I'm like, golly, I can't believe I survived that shit. And I step out the car. I'm like, getting my leg. I'm like, they ain't cooperate with me. I'm like, okay, I must have dislocated my hip. Oh, it's gonna suck to get that shit put back in, right? So I pulled myself out the car and just stand there. But I don't feel, on my left leg, I feel, so on one leg I feel the ground. On the other leg, I don't feel nothing. But I know I don't feel the ground, I should say. Like, I feel like literally everything else. Like, I can kick if I wanted to. I just can't feel the ground. So I'm like, man, I gotta get away from this truck just in case it explodes. I'm like, I might not be able to feel the ground, but I can feel my legs. So I'm thinking everything all right. Probably just dumb, I take that first step, and I'm like, nah, this ain't gonna work. I can't stand on this damn thing, right? I could not feel. I tapped the ground. I'm tapping the ground, and I'm like, I don't even feel the ground. I feel my leg, I feel my toes, feel that, but I do not feel this ground at all. So I see my brother. He had turned around, And he's with the truck around, and he comes running downhill. And he's like, "Hey man, man, you good? You good?" I'm like, "Fuck no, I'm not good, man. I can't feel the ground, bro." He's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I think my hip is dislocated. You know, I gotta get away from the truck. Let me get away from the truck," type shit. So you know, he puts my arm around his shoulders, whatever. And we get to try to walk, and he's like, "Go ahead, take a step." I take that step, and I'm like, He's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "I can't, bro. I can't feel nothing. Like even with you right here, I can't. It's nothing, bro." And he was like, "What you mean?" I was like I tried to explain to him, "There's nothingness. Like I can feel my leg, but I can't feel the ground enough to even attempt to take a step. It feel like I'm standing on nothing." So he's like, all right, wait right here. Where your phone at? I'm like, man. At this point, I'm like, man. I'm looking at the truck and my leg. You know, it's like, fuck. Man. Y'all gotta understand. I put in work to get to this point. I mean, work, and I went through shit to get to this point, right? And so I kind of started to break down a little bit. I'm not gonna cap to y'all. That shit was tough. I mean, all my money was in that truck, just gone. I ain't had the damn plates on it yet. That's how fresh that truck was. So I composed myself. My brother's like, "It's gonna be all right. We good. As long as you all right. As long as you straight, you good. As long as you straight." So I'm like, man, my phone was in there. He found my phone. He like, "Man, guess where your phone is at?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Man, your phone was sitting right here in the fucking seat." Like that shit. Get the fuck out of here, right? My truck, my phone. If I took a slight turn, my phone would fucking fly in that truck. I hit a fucking tree, and my phone never fucking moved. It was in that same spot it was in where I left it. So he got my phone, unlocked it. He called my wife at the time. She was coming running the restaurant on her way. Then he called 911. And I'm listening to him talk, whatever. And he's getting frustrated with the 911 because he's trying to explain to him an accident that happened. They're asking him all kind of dumbass questions. And I'm sitting here, I hear him kind of over the phone too, like, what the fuck is going on here, right? So he gets done, he's like, man, it's gonna take me like 15 minutes to get here. I'm like, 15 minutes to get here? We just passed the goddamn, we just passed the fire department. What you mean 15 minutes? And I'm like, whatever, man, let's just get away from this truck, and man, shit. The best we do is wait at this point. So, but again, I can't, much do nothing. I crawl, I get on the ground and kind of, scoot a little bit. And I remember this lady, nurse lady, white lady, had just a very soothing aura about her. It was perfect occupation, I suppose. And she came running down the hill. She seen what's going on. Came running down the hill, and it's like, "Are you okay? Are you hurt?" I was like, "Yeah, pretty sure I'm hurt here. I can't feel the ground when I try to walk." She was like, "Okay, what do you think, it's broken?" I was like, "No, I don't think it's broken. I don't feel like it's broken." She was like, "Well, did you hear a pop or anything?" I was like, "No, I didn't hear no pop." You know. He was like, "Well, I don't see any blood. Are you bleeding?" She's like, I was like, "No, nothing came out of nowhere." I'm like, "Nothing I know of." you know. She's like, "Can you move your leg?" I'm like, "I can move it and everything. Shit. Just can't feel the ground." She was like, "Okay, well, your hip might be dislocated." I was like, "Yeah, I was thinking my hip's dislocated, right?" And she's like, "Okay, well, try to help you get comfortable." And like it starts drizzling. And as I'm starting she's helping me get comfortable. Now I hear the pop. I mean, like You ever dislocate the chicken leg from the chicken thigh when you eat the chicken and you hear that you got a pop? As we both heard, both heard that pop. Then we both looked at each other. She was like, "Did you hear that?" I was like, "I thought I was the only one to hear that." She was like, "I think it popped." I was like, "Yeah, it popped for sure. It popped." She was like, "Are you feeling any pain?" I was like, "No." Now I'm starting to feel some pain. Is the ambulance on its way? Right? And my brother was like, "Man, I don't know where the fuck they at, man. They take them for fucking ever." He done called their ass again. Oh, man. That shit's funny. That shit is funny. So, I guess the highway patrol or whatever gets there before the damn ambulance does. And my brother's like, "Hey, man, where the ambulance?" He's like, "Oh, they're on their way." And we're like, "Man, what the hell?" So he's like, "Are you okay?" Me and the nurse, we both look at him like, "No, but clearly I'm not okay, right?" And he's like, "Okay, okay." So he walks to my truck, starts flashing his flashlight in my truck. And my brother's like, "Hey, man, what you doing? What you looking for?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm just looking for empty bottles or anything like that." And my brother's like, "You ain't gonna find none of that with him. He don't even get drink." I'm like, "Right." I'm like, what the hell I look like drinking? And he finds, and wouldn't you know it, he finds an empty bottle of, if I recall, is gin or vodka on the ground. He gonna kick it. Start kicking around before he can say anything. My brother said, I ain't no way in hell you want to try to say that's him. As old as that bottle look." Man, if that's one thing about me, my brother, and my sister, when it comes down to it, we gotta speak our mind and let you know what the real shit is and call you out on your bullshit. We gonna do it. We are gonna do it. So, cops like, okay. He's trying to get statements and whatnot. And I tell him my statement, and I tell him about the other vehicle. I'm not really trying to pin on the other vehicle, but I'm letting him know I'm in this because I was trying to be cordial with the other vehicle, and I wasn't receiving the same cordiality back. And then this lady comes from off the property. It's her property, so I understand her situation. And she comes up and like, "Hey, like, what's going on?" And we explain the situation to her. She's like, "Well, who's gonna take care of my fence?" Like, me, the nurse, and the cop look at her like, "Are you serious? You worried about your fence right now, of all things?" White lady, by the way. Not saying that, not saying that a black lady wouldn't do the same thing, but I'm saying, from my life experience, it's more expected from the fairer skinned folk, right? So she kind of, when we all look at her like that, she kind of, rebounds. Is like, "Well, I'm worried about him too. Is he okay?" And I'm like, "Nah, it's too late for all that. You already let me know where your head at. You good. You get your fence taken care of. Barbed wire fence, by the way. Mind you, she had a tree line. So, and she's worried about her cows getting loose, which I definitely understand. So, I can't fault her for being worried about her cows getting loose. Cows are expensive. So around this time, the ambulance pulls up, and they come rushing down the hill. And like 4 or 5 of them. I'm like, "How the fuck all y'all getting that one ambulance?" So they're like, "Oh shit!" They look at me, what's going on? They're like, "Okay." Now they're trying to assess the situation. Mind you, I'm still on the ground. It's drizzling. My leg is snapped. I'm in pain, and they're trying to figure out how to get me up the hill. And I'm looking at them like, "Are y'all serious?" This is what we pay for. This is my tax money at work, right? So they finally come up with the bright idea to get the stretcher. So they send like 2 or 3 guys back up the hill to get the stretcher. They come running back down with the stretcher. Those guys are like, "Okay, now what do we do?" I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, you got the stretcher. I figured you would put me on the stretcher, right? So one of them takes leads. So like, okay, let's get him on the stretcher. Boom, they get me on the stretcher. They're like, okay, well, where are you injured at? I'm like, y'all think y'all would have ascertained that information before you tossed me on the stretcher? But nevertheless, my leg is hurt, right? They're like, okay, where at? I'm like, I'm not moving none of this shit, man. Y'all got to figure that shit out when we get to the hospital. So they're like, okay, well, we're gonna make sure you're good. We're gonna get you comfortable and whatnot. We gotta see what's going on, make sure we restrain you properly. I was like, okay, do what y'all gotta do. It's like, they was like, can you get your clothes off? I was like, I'd rather not, right? It's fucking drizzling outside. You know, my shit's broken. As far as I know, like, something snapped, dislocated. I don't know what the fuck going on. Something wrong, right? So they're like, don't worry about it, right? I'm like, bet. I'm like, man. So they just standing there. They sent another good dude up the hill. I'm like, what the fuck going on, man? We getting ready to go yet or what? Like, I could be dying right now, right? He come back down with the biggest pair of scissors I'd ever seen in my fucking life. The things had to be about 2 feet long at the shear, like damn lawn shears, right? Mind you, I got a button-up shirt from work. This motherfucker takes these lawn shears. I think he about to kill me. So I'm wanting to get up and, handle my business. But I know I can't do much shit right now. So, he fucking sticks that shit in my shirt. Shoo, rips my fucking shirt. One snip. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? That was a button up, man. I could have just unbuttoned the shirt. That's all you had to do was ask. Right? Motherfucker, then they go for my belt, my belt. And I'm like, whoa. So they got to pull my pants separated from my body. I'm like, hey. I don't appreciate no sisters going down there. Next thing, they snip my belt. I'm like, it's a fucking belt, man. I can undo the belt. Why you snipping the belt? Who gonna reimburse me for my belt, right? So they get ready to do my pants. I'm like, whoa. Y'all done enough snipping. Let me just undo my fucking pants. So fucking undid my pants, but they couldn't, still couldn't see the injury. So they had to fucking cut my pants leg off, which again, was like, man, these big ass lawn shears. So I had a pair of jean shorts made by EMS. Oh man, life is crazy, y'all. So they finally get me strapped down. They finally figure out what's going on. They're like, okay, who's gonna carry me up the hill? And I'm like, come on, man, this got to be the most unorganized shit. I could literally be fucking dying right now. Y'all are trying to figure out who's gonna take me, who's gonna carry me up the hill. It's 9 of y'all. All of y'all grab a motherfucking piece and let's go. Right? So they finally figure out who's gonna take me up the hill. Like 4 or 5 motherfuckers get me up the hill. Now they got me in the motherfucking the EMS vehicle. Another debate. Who's gonna hold his leg? I'm like, come on, man, come on. Y'all wasting crucial fucking time here. Like, seriously, crucial fucking time. Right? I don't know what's going on. I'm in fucking excruciating pain at this point, right? And after about 2-3 minutes of that, some dude finally takes fucking charge. Like, all right, fuck it. You hold this fucking leg. You do this, you do that, you do that. Right? I'm like, finally, somebody fucking took charge of the situation. Shit. I'm fucking dying over here, right? So motherfucker gets ready to administer some medication. I'm like, hey man, I need some painkillers. He's like, we got you taken care of. Well, what's your name? I'm like, hey man, fuck all that. I'm in pain. I took forever. I need some fucking medication, right? He's like, well, we're gonna get you the medication. We just gotta know your name so we make sure we get you the proper medication, so we can get you the proper dosage and all that shit. Get your paperwork going. I was like, man, fuck it. I just gave him all my information. Boom, right down the line. He was like, okay. I had to verify one more piece of information. I forget what that information was. If it was, I probably still wouldn't tell y'all. That's very personal information. Y'all can do shit with that. So I verified all my information, and next thing I know, I started feeling good for like 3 seconds. He was like, he was giving me fentanyl. He was like, it should be kicking in right about now. I was like, what should be kicking in right about now? He was like, the fentanyl we gave you should be kicking in right about now. I was like, no, sir. You're giving me medication right now? He was like, you still feel pain? I was like, sir, I'm in an immense bout of pain still. He was like, okay, well, we're going to have to give you some more fentanyl. I was like, okay, well, if you got do what you got to do because I'm in excruciating pain. So I believe he gave me about three doses of fentanyl, and I was still in pain when I got to the hospital. And mind you, the whole time we were riding to the hospital, it seemed like the EMS vehicle could hit every speed bump he could find. And I'm not understanding why he's hitting every speed bump he could find when we don't even know if my legs are part of my body right now. That was beyond me. It got to the point where I'm not going to cap to y'all, I had to plead with the man. Hey man, can we find a better route? I don't even care if it takes longer. I just want the bumps to stop. That's how much pain I was in. That's even with the fentanyl, right? So he's like, "Oh, don't worry, we're almost there." I'm like, "Man, almost there. I don't even care at this point. I'm in so much pain. You hit every bump on the road, dude." We get into the fucking hospital. They rush me out the motherfucking mode. Y'all can be organized in front of your friends and shit now, huh? So they get me inside the hospital, and I done turned into Dr. House on their ass. I'm like, hey man, y'all got the MRI ready? They're like, yeah, we got that ready. I was like, what about CAT scan? He's like, we got that scheduled for you later on. I was like, all right. Where's my anesthesiologist? This motherfucker comes out like a goddamn TV show. He's like, here I am, Mr. Easton. You do me a favor? Can you count backwards from 10 for me? I was like, you're my anesthesiologist. He's like, yes, sir. I'll be your anesthesiologist today. I was like, you're my anesthesiologist. He's like, yes, sir. I'm your anesthesiologist. I was like, bet. Pass the fuck out. Not sure if it was some shock or if I died or what. I just know once the deal was in, I was out. And to be quite honest with y'all, I'm not sure if I have anything to eat at the house. And I am out right now. Probably going to find me something to eat. It is 12:30. You know what? I think y'all gonna hate me for this. In-N-Out Burger, I think closed at 1. Think about the swing by In-N-Out Burger. But back to the story. Y'all might get the full finished story. Fuck around me. Um, so yeah, like I said, passed out, woke up, and I thought I was waking up in heaven. I'm hearing birds chirping and shit. I see these green ass leaves and trees and shit. I think I'm outside. I mean, everything is real groggy, and all of a sudden I hear this voice. Asking my name. Ask me if I could do shit, Mr. Easterling. Oh, can you? It's more drawn out than that. It's like hearing for the first fucking time. All the shit. And to be quite honest with y'all, and as I'm telling the story, I think y'all may have heard this before, but I think I'm telling it in more detail now. Um, but to be quite honest with y'all, matter of fact, I did tell part of the story of my near-death experience. So y'all are getting the full scope, full detail right now. So then that's how I really feel like I know I died, so to speak, right? I don't want to say necessarily I crossed over or whatnot, but I do know that I died. Because again, when I came to in that MRI chamber, what was it? Is the MRI? I came to in the MRI, which is 45 minutes later, right? 45 minutes later, it literally was like I was experiencing all these things anew. Like this shit, the whole system had to reset, right? Like I said, when I said all I seen was like the green leaves or whatnot. Like it was very like blurry. Like I didn't know they give you the drunk goggles, so it was just a bunch of green specks and a bunch of blue specks, and they started to come into more into focus. And that's when I realized, oh, this is fucking trees. And as for the birds, mind you, I'm inside an MRI chamber. How the fuck am I hearing birds? Right? How am I feeling the sunlight? Those are the things that still kind of, it's like, it's completely unexplained to me. Um, and like I said, when the doctor asked me to do something, how it was long and drawn out. I'm like, I couldn't even tell you how I got in an MRI chamber. And if they had been giving me commands before that, which I probably doubt, considering they was probably scanning my brain anyway. Um, but yeah, then his voice started to come more into focus, and I understood what he was saying. But even as he was, can you lift your right hand for me? I was like, yeah, everything was still groggy, and cops everywhere. Uh, so they finally, I think he asked me a few more commands, I believe. And then they pull me out the MRI and they bring me into this cold ass room. And my wife comes in. They bring my wife in at the time. And I remember telling her sorry, sorry, because I know I said this before. The reason I said I'm sorry 3 times like that is because I was seeing 3 of her. Like my eyes were in focus, but they hadn't focused on that one image yet. So I saw 3 clear images of her, and I said I apologize to each one of them. She got a laugh out there. Even in my death, I'm still making jokes, right? And going back to that point, like I told y'all, this is 45 minutes since I got the anesthesia. Because I had to ask them, I was like, man, how long have I been out? I looked at the fucking camera, or not camera, I looked at the clock, literally fucking 45 minutes. I went to work at fucking 8, I got to work at 6. I left at like 9. It was like 10 fucking 20. I mean, when I tell you I had an eventful day already, I had a fucking eventful day already. Shit. So, the doctor comes out of the office after looking at the MRI images. He takes my wife, and they go look at the images and whatnot. And after a few minutes, I'm fucking freezing there. Nobody gives me a fucking blanket. I look down. I noticed that it took one of my fucking socks, but they didn't take the sock on the good leg that I could actually take the sock off of myself. They took the sock off the bad leg, so I can't do nothing about it. I need help. It was horrible. I was cussing their ass the fuck out. I apologize. It was one nurse that was cool. It was a male nurse. He was cool, but the lady nurses, it was one lady nurse. She was cool, but everybody else, man, no. So they pulled me. But my wife, god damn, the cops here at the goddamn In-N-Out. Shit, I can't go nowhere. They everywhere. But the cops, God, look at the cops. They got me frazzled. So uh, my wife comes out the room with the doctor after talking with the doctor, and she got a sad look on her face, and it's just like the TV shows. And I'm like, what the fuck going on here, y'all? Somebody tell me something. Now, look. I'm going through the drive-thru right now. Y'all about to hear me put my order in. Hold up.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. What can I get started for you?
Let me get your number one. I don't want any of the In-N-Out sauce or whatever that is. I want ketchup, mustard, and if you got your chilies,
I'm so sorry it cut out. Could you say that one more time?
ketchup, mustard, and chilies. I don't want any of the sauce on the burger.
And you said a number 1?
Right.
Okay, gotcha. And ketchup, mustard, spread that chilies. Did you want onions on the burger?
No onion either.
All right, gotcha. And for your drink today?
I'll do a pink lemonade. Not bad.
Let me double check. I have a double with no spread, no onion. Add ketchup, mustard, and chilies. A fry and a lemonade.
Right.
Would you like to eat in your cart today?
No.
I'll back it up to go. 10:34 at the Sacramento, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's how you do it. You gotta know what you want when you step up in the drive-through, man. You can't stand all day in the drive-through. Like I said, just like the TV shows, man. Hold on, it's gonna be a second here. I gotta make this payment. Oh, they ain't at the window. Hold on. Hey.
How you doing? Should be 10:34, please. I've seen you forever.
Man, you still up here?
That's what I'm saying.
Don't feel bad. I'm still over there, so. Where was I? Oh shit. Yeah, so I asked him, what's going on, right? And the doctor gonna say,
And it was like, you're gonna hate it over there. You're gonna come back. You're gonna be like the number 5. And I was like, I'll think about it.
that's what she said?
That's what she told me. She was like, you're gonna really hate your job over there. You're gonna miss us so much. You're gonna come back like the number 5, like the spicy jalapeno. I was like, I still haven't done it. I thought about it one time.
Yeah, the damn doctor was like, my leg was shattered. I was like, shattered? What you mean shattered? And she was, my wife at the time was like, it's messed up, babe. I was like, what you mean by messed up? So he went and got the images, brought them back and showed me. And when he said shattered, I was like, oh. I mean, that shit looked like Mr. Glass. That's how bad it was. Uh, I was like, can they fix that? He was like, oh yeah, we can fix it. We just got to wait to speak with the orthopedic surgeon. And they couldn't get a hold of him, whatever, until the morning or something like that. I was like, okay. No. They kept telling me they got a hold of me. They were supposed to be there that day. They were going to get me in a room and get me booked in and all that shit. I said booked in. Jail time. They were going to get me checked in. So, they got me checked in, and they got me some morphine, put an IV and all that shit. And they always have trouble finding my damn veins. It ain't no rolling vein. They just don't want to go in the fucking vein. What else happened after that? And mind you, they kept checking on me about every hour, giving me morphine and shit. Got these scars on my hand. They try to sew me up. Asked me about this, if my hand's okay. I told the nurse lady I didn't even know I had anything going on with my hand over there. But it was two pretty big gashes. She sewed them motherfuckers up, no, taped them up with that down dissolvable shit. Uh, that first night was horrible. No. first night was damn horrible. I twitch my sleep as it is anyway. I guess the injury made me twitch even more. And I wasn't twitching with the good leg. It was twitching with the injured leg. So I'm really like, where's the orthopedic surgeon so we can get this taken care of? I don't want to twitch and sever a vein and die. So their remedy for the situation was to strap my injured leg down. Oh, God.
All right, here's that for you.
Thank you. Man, it was good times, good times. I think I'm gonna end it right there, and I'll pick up with the rest of that story later because some of y'all might want to hear the recovery process. It might be inspirational for some of you. Again, it's still part of my testimony, and again, the podcast is also kind of like therapy for me. I like debating. I like talking about issues, and it's new to me to be able to express some of the stuff that I've been through, and how it's affected me and molded me through life. So appreciate everybody who comes. And if you can, if you have time, leave a review. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what we can improve on, what I can improve on, what we can do to bring new or more content to you. I did talk my brother and boss into doing a sports segment. So I'm going to try to get that going weekly here, and then have them branch off into their own things. So yeah, try to get that going. Try to do like a producer. I already told Dash, I'm going to be the producer on y'all show. I ain't got no choice. All y'all gotta do is get the topics together. I handle the rest. But, we're gonna have Chris Spears hopping on with us. He has, I guess at this point, he's going to have a lot of the MCU information for us. He dropped some bombshells on me the other night. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got to get you on here. We got to get an update. Because the last MCU episode we did was a year ago. A lot of shit can happen in a year. What else we got going on? What else? Also, be on the lookout again for the next episode of Retro Rec Room. Still working on that. Still doing that with a hook with Zevious on all the Zevious First Black Man on all social media platforms. Want to shout out everybody else that's part of the crew. And what else? I'm trying to think if I have anything else to say right now. Anything else for y'all? Right off the top of my dome, I don't really have anything else. There is Serenity Kiss Co. Yeah. Don't forget Kim's does candles for y'all, and then Rayanne is still doing the reinvigorate home services. Reinvigorate your home services, I should say. And D-Wayne is still out there angeling your gardens, and I'm still out here being the warrior of your lawn. So we still have those things going on. And other than that, y'all be good, y'all be safe, and I'm out.